Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark.
And I am unwell.
Why are you unwell, honey?
Because we just put our little boy in a big boy bed.
It's not really a big boy bed. It's a toddler bed.
But it's not a crib.
Okay, it's not a crib.
It's not a crib. There's nothing holding him in there anymore. And he just looks so big and grown.
I spent the majority of my afternoon, if anybody was wondering, taking apart the crib, packing it up, and then setting up the new bed.
Was the new bed really that hard? Once you took the piece that wasn't supposed to be together?
It was actually very easy to put together. I just made a critical mistake, and so had to take it apart.
Right in the beginning. At least it wasn't like all the way at the end.
It really was not right at the beginning, but it was...
Oh, no, it wasn't, because you had the headboard on.
Yeah, it was just time-consuming. Yeah. You would think that they would have packaged the two pieces that went together. No. But no, they packed the two identical pieces together, and I needed one of those and one of the other ones. I thought that they were packed together, like the two that needed to go together, and then I put them together, and then I realized, no, I needed the other one, because that's not going to work.
Like two of the same were together, and two of the same were together.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
And so then I needed to pull it apart, and...
It took a long time.
Put it back together.
But anyways.
I mean, putting furniture together does take a while.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things...
It wasn't that hard.
No, and it was actually pretty easy to do.
It feels pretty sturdy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can link it, like we're influencers.
No, we don't need to link it.
All right, fine. Be that way. You're going to have to email us if you want to know.
Don't call me an influencer ever again.
Mark is not an influencer.
I do not influence anything.
No. But yeah, but speaking of linking things and like Amazon and like buying things and like all of that stuff, we have to do that really soon. Like yesterday.
Yeah. We do have some stuff we need to buy. I really don't
think that there's that much stuff.
No, I guess we don't have that much to buy, but we do need to buy some stuff.
Because like we do have the stroller already. We tested a stroller that we already had that Mark's parents had bought. I think it was over the summer, wasn't it?
It was a while ago.
But I wasn't sure if he was going to fit in it or not. This is it. This is the only trip he would use for it. He's very tall. It will work. Whether or not he'll sleep in it or... I mean, I guess there's no tired like Disney
doesn't
tired,
matter.
right?
I mean, I'm not worried about the sleeping in it part. I'm just...
Is he actually going to sit in it?
Yes. We want him so that way he doesn't walk and or have to be held. He's not going to walk and he's going to have to be held.
Yeah. So he liked it though.
He did.
He really...
He made me walk around the house.
Had to keep pushing him around the house.
For like 30 minutes.
So hopefully we don't kind of whip that back out until we get there. And then he can be like, oh, wow, I want to ride in it.
It is ideal, though. It's very easy to take apart. It's a scissor stroller, so it's nice and small. You need to do this, folks. This is one of my big things.
It is.
But I've seen it too many times. And I've said this multiple times on the podcast. So... If you're new to the podcast, here you go. If you've been around for a while, well, guess what? You're going to listen to it again.
Just one more time.
I've seen Dad. And bless Dad's heart.
Yeah.
Dad's got a big triple wide stroller. And has like 50 bags hanging from it. And like the cooler's there. And there's like the diaper bag and Mom's pocketbooks hanging off of it.
And then he also is like wearing a backpack on top of it.
And there's like 5 cups like in the cup
the popcorn
holders.
Buckets.
The popcorn buckets. Some kind of, the little like light up like the bubble things.
Those are all hanging from...
And bless Dad's heart, but Dad is trying. He's got to the end of the line. He's about to get on that bus and there's buckets rolling. There's kids crying. Mom's carrying a kid in by their legs, upside down. Grandpa's there trying to be helpful, and Dad's like, I got it! Leave it alone!
Yeah.
And Grandma's, like, hysterically laughing in the corner. Like, I've seen it too many times, folks. the bigger is not the better in Disney. It really isn't. You want a small, versatile stroller that can fold up easily. And then Dad, once he finally gets his big triple wide stroller folded up, he gets on the bus and everybody's tripping over it and he has nowhere to put it and it's falling over.
It's like trying to go in between his legs, but he's trying to put it in the corner and there's really just no place for it to
go. And then he's leaning against the door that he's not supposed to lean against, and you're worried he's going to fall out into traffic, and it's just not a good thing. Do yourselves a favor, even if you have multiple kids.
I was going to say, we
don't scissor
have
strollers. They're so small.
Okay, but I'm just saying, we don't have multiple kids, so I do see, especially when they're like, there's one that's like really, really little, like
I still think
car
it's a
seat
mistake.
little.
It's a mistake.
But
get yourself
some
a
of them
scissor.
aren't as bulky as others. Some of them, when they're like wide like that, and they don't collapse like
the stroller
multiple
that
ways.
we had last time was okay. It was a little unwieldy sometimes. Not the best. But
so if we could get a double like that, would that be okay? Or you'd be like, no, just get two of the same ones separate.
No, yeah. Get two scissor strollers. So
I'm just saying, if they're that little, they can't be in a scissor stroller yet, then that's where you're...
Listen, I'm just telling you. I've seen it too many times. You're going to want a nice small stroller. Anyways, what else do we need to buy from, whatever, online, Amazon, Walmart, wherever we're going to shop?
I already...
Those placemats. We want those placemats.
Yes, we had said we wanted to get those reusable... Like, they stick on the table and you can peel them off and just throw them away after.
Yeah.
No cleaning it, just throw it away. Like, easy peasy. But he is a toddler and messy, and that's kind of gross when you're in Walt Disney World and there's a lot of people sitting at those tables and they do clean them, but you're in a public place. And I think with his allergies, it makes it worse. Mm-hmm. I just really want to make sure he's not eating off of a table that could, have something on it. Because you never know. But I feel like those are like the only things that we don't like have necessarily. Like, I think it's going to be going through and like making sure like when we bring a water bottle for him, we either bring that one that has his name on it or we bring that Simba one that has that holder. Not that he's going to wear it or hold it, or we're going to do all that. So really, it's what are we willing to carry around for him? We're not going to do like a cooler, right?
No, not a cooler, but we'll have a park bag.
We'll have like snacks, but like we're not going to do anything that like has to be like...
No.
I don't know. Like a cooler.
No.
That's a lot for me.
How many times do you want to say cooler? We're not going to bring a cooler.
What about a cooler?
No, we're not bringing a cooler.
Okay, fine.
It doesn't go in the park bag. It's not coming.
I don't know. I think it's just going to be... We have... I have that other bag thing, but it's not for a scissor stroller. But I think you could still... It went on like... You know how our...
Don't get me started on that thing. The thing that you brought last time.
Yeah, what was wrong? We wouldn't even use it.
Right, because I was like, this is ridiculous. We don't need it.
Because we had more compartments. The scissor stroller doesn't have... It has like a very little thing underneath it, but we can't even fit underneath it when he's sitting in something because his butt goes all the way down to like the ground. So we're not going to have any place to put anything. We're going to use it.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah, it's with all the luggage.
Is it?
Yes. It's with all those little luggage bag things.
If you say so.
That's where I last saw it. Anyways.
Well, you better make sure it fits on the scissor stroller before you pack it.
Well, I just meant because, like, the way it straps on, I'm sure it can just hang on the side or do something else. But, okay, so maybe I'll have to buy something to put on the scissor stroller. Like, at least a drink thing. Can we at least get, like, something to hook on the handle for, like, a drink? Because, like, there's nothing. That's the thing about scissor strollers that aggravates me is that there's just a kid. That's it.
Yep. That's why.
But where am I
going to
put stuff? Yeah, but it's not functional.
That
means we're going to have to carry all of that stuff.
Pockets of your bag, your park bag.
We don't have pockets on that bag.
I thought we were bringing the Mickey Mouse one again.
Does that one have pockets?
I think it does have a pocket on the side.
Okay, well, there's
that's where
3 of us that have waters.
Well, but he has this little pouch thing for his
water. We're gonna hang that off of the...
Absolutely.
All right. whatever. I'm going to do some research on this scissor stroller
functionality
stuff. Watch. Watch. He's going to be like, actually, that was pretty smart.
No, I'm not.
You probably will be.
We didn't need this.
The only thing that we have to account for this time that we didn't have to when we did a 2-bedroom the last time we went, he was a lot younger, so he was on totally different foods and stuff, but this time we are not in a 1 or 2 bedroom. We are just in a deluxe studio, which means we just have a kitchenette. We do not have a full kitchen.
Correct.
So, he really likes milk. If you're from these parts where we're from, he likes coffee milk. Particularly chocolate milk too, but he's been on a kick of
most people who listen who are not from the New England area are gonna have no idea what coffee milk is.
The most I can think of is, chocolate syrup to make chocolate milk. Well, there's the syrup, but it's just coffee flavored. It's not like coffee grounds or coffee.
It tastes like coffee ice cream.
Yeah,
it's just in milk form.
It's just the syrup of the coffee. Anyway, they have milk and stuff there.
Well, yeah, we're going to make our Garden Grocer order. We'll go on Garden Grocer.
But it's really just figuring out
which is what we need to do yesterday, too. We should really do that.
And we need to make our Mira's transportation.
Well, Mrs. Travel Agent, you should get on that.
Hey, I know. We have to do it. I just haven't done it. You're being... That is mean.
You do it for everybody else.
Yes,
you haven't done it for us yet.
No, this is the thing. Because I do it for other people, you are the one that has to do it for our vacation. I don't want to plan anything because you can do that. You can do all of it.
I don't know how to do the mirrors thing. That's all you.
You have never done mirrors before.
No, I don't think so.
Never?
No.
Oh, well, I guess it was Magical Express before that. So I guess we never really had to do it.
No.
Oh.
This is all you.
Okay, well, fine. Then I will do it.
Yeah.
But it does have to be 2 separate things. I thought about that afterward. I'm like, that kind of stinks that my parents are going to have to go to Pop Century. They were laughing. You're like, oh, we're going to be like, goodbye in a different tax bracket. As we separate at the airport from them. Listen, but not really, because we couldn't afford to stay for the actual dollar amount at the beach club.
Listen, they could buy DVC.
They could.
And they wouldn't.
I don't think they're going to do that.
I understand that. I'm just saying that they could.
No, they could. They could. They could. And my sister's just kind of tagging along.
But Mirrors Connect needs to get done along with our Garden Grocer order. I should also point out, I know that we've talked about Garden Grocer before on the podcast, but if you are new, Garden Grocer is a local establishment in the Claremont, I think, area, which is right around the Orlando.
And we are not sponsors or anything with them. We just like them. We're not getting paid to say anything about them.
Maybe we should send them this episode when we make our order and be like, hey, we were
I'm just saying
advocating for you. Yeah, can we get a free order?
No, because I just said that we weren't doing that to get any.
Well, maybe we could. Maybe we could leverage this to get a free order. Anyways.
But we're not affiliated with them in any way.
We're not. We just think it's a cool thing, and we use them all the time. So
yes.
It's like a grocery store thing. And I'm doing a horrible job explaining this. It's a grocery store.
It's like an online grocery store.
I think in Claremont, is where they're based out of Florida, which is right outside of Orlando. And you can go on, if you just search it on Google, it'll pop right up. You go in, you can literally place an order. You say which date you want it for, and when you want it to be delivered, and to what hotel. And it shows up at your hotel on the date and time when you asked for it.
Yep, and they'll call, the front desk and stuff will call you when they get the deliveries in to let you know that it's there. The front desk also has refrigeration down there too, so if you happen to not be, at the resort at that time, let's say it gets shipped off at noon and, you're still at the park and you don't get back, don't worry. Your stuff will still be refrigerated. They'll keep things, the perishable items safe while you're away. Just make sure you do pick that up. But yeah, there's other things too. Like people have used DoorDash things and
you can do
Uber Eats and all of that stuff. You can do that too. There's nothing to say you can't. Right. This is just nice because you can plan it in advance and you just place the order, and then you don't have to think about it. It's not like the day of, so that's what's nice about it.
But that way you don't have to bring with you, like water bottles and milk and stuff like that.
Or buy it when you're down there because it's expensive.
Yeah. Well, at the resorts especially.
That's what I meant, like at the resorts. If you have a car and you can, that's what we did last time. If you didn't want to go back and listen to our first trip recap, we didn't go right to Disney. We went down into the Everglades and Marco Island in Naples, Florida first. And we were able to, since we were renting a car on our way into Orlando, we were able to get some of that non-perishable stuff. So that was really nice. So if you're driving, that could be one nice thing about driving.
Perishable?
Huh?
You mean perishable?
No, we got the we didn't get milk.
I think we got milk, yeah.
For that long drive?
Yeah.
What were we thinking?
It's in an air-conditioned car.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'm just thinking August, Southern Florida. Thinking like maybe we should have probably skipped out on the milk stuff, but we got everything we needed. And at that time, our son will still be in diapers now too.
Yeah.
But we got more diapers and things like that. So we'll have to think about that. What do we want to do about diapers?
Gonna have to order the diapers. Garden Grocer has diapers, so we'll just order them from them.
He's kind of in a weird spot right now between really should start potty training.
And has used the potty.
Used it sometimes.
But it's not like regular.
No.
I don't think this is...
Well, no, Disney is not the time to do it.
Right.
Like,
I think the week when we get back, that is when we start really jumping into the potty training thing.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I'm not going to try.
Like, at this point, like, it's not going to happen until we go on this trip because there's no point in trying to potty train while we're down there.
And stop and then come back and try again.
I love how, because I can remember this happening, too, with my nephew, at least. Maybe it happened with my nieces, too, and I just don't remember. But I can remember my sister being like, we are not potty training him until after we get back from a Disney trip. So I feel like this is a thing in my family that we use Disney trips as like big times to like, well, before
they're like milestone markers.
But you're gonna make a life-changing thing after that. Like you are gonna learn how to use the potty after.
But you could still, well, I can see both things. Like obviously, if you're on the opposite end of potty training and you feel like we're almost independent, like we're really almost there. It's only a few accidents, like. Then you have to kind of continue that in the real world, so you're going to continue that on vacation. But since he hasn't really started, and it's just, that's a confusing time to start potty training in a new place, in a hotel, and traveling, and parks, and big bathrooms, really big loud toilets that are probably terrifying to small children to sit on. So we're just going to wait.
Yeah, and I think that is a wise thing to consider if you are planning a Disney trip with a kid who's around potty training age. I think you are better off just waiting until after your trip to start potty training. So that's my advice, at least.
Yeah, I just don't want to do it.
I don't think you want to be doing that while you're in Disney.
No.
Like, I think it's just easier to throw the kid on a changing table and change a diaper than...
He doesn't even need that anymore. You just stand him up. They're pull-ups. You just... At least if it's not number 2, then you don't have to do that. But easy peasy. He doesn't even want to lay down sometimes anymore. But anyways, do you have anything else like major? Like
so there is some news that has come about, which is pertinent for this week when this episode is being posted. As of Tuesday, so if you're listening to this when we release it on Monday, tomorrow. Yeah. If you're not listening to it on Monday when we release it, it could be today.
Happened. Yeah.
Or it's probably already happened. But as of Tuesday, February 25th, both Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Walt Disney World will move to standby lines and will no longer require a virtual queue. Which I think those were the last 2 rides still using a virtual queue.
Tron wasn't anymore.
Has Tron moved from a virtual queue
I don't think
officially?
Yeah.
So as of September of 2024, the virtual queue went away at Tron. So I was correct. Yeah. Those are the last 2 rides that were still using a virtual queue, and now the virtual queue has been pulled. So what that means, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, a virtual queue, when rides usually first open, at least recent post-COVID, I'll say, when new rides open, in order to minimize your wait time where you're in a standby line, that's the standard line. If you don't have a lightning lane reservation and you're just going to wait in line, that is called a standby line, or sometimes a standby queue.
We should just do a whole thing on, like, vocabulary.
Yeah, you could probably. Disney likes to call their lines queues. Not lines.
Yeah,
sounds
queues.
Better. The standby line, or the standby queue, instead of doing that and having sometimes when these rides would open, you'd see upwards of a 4 or 5 hour wait time.
Yeah. And I mean, like, lines wrapping around the park. And
right. So to make it a little bit more manageable, they started something called the virtual queue, where you would use the app in order to virtually stand in line, and then you would get a boarding group, and your boarding group would get called at a certain time, and then that is when you would report to the ride to wait in line. So what that did was you were waiting in line, quote unquote, but you weren't actually standing in a physical line. You were standing in a virtual line, and then they would call you when it was almost your time. So that cut down on the amount of time that you actually have to stand physically in the line itself.
I'm sorry. I just looked up, like, things you need for your toddler in Disney. And I can't put my kid on a leash. Maybe I could. I don't know.
The leashes.
Well, they're like backpack things, but
the leashes seem unethical to me, but that's just me. To finish that thought, though, now Tiana's and Cosmic Rewind, you can literally just walk up to the ride. You don't have to worry about getting in that virtual queue first thing in the morning or buying your Lightning Lane. I still would suggest the Lightning Lane purchase for both of these rides. I think that that's the smart thing to do. But now you can literally just physically stand in line. So that is a big change. I know a lot of people will be happy about that. Me, I kind of like the virtual queues.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, I'm not.
I know
not
people
heartbroken about it, but
I know
like,
people don't
it
like.
It is kind of nice to be able to go and do your own thing, and then just come back when it's your time,
right.
and not
and I know
have to
people
waste.
don't like the stress of having to like get the boarding group in the morning and stuff like that. But I just think it's so much more streamlined instead of waiting in a line for 2 hours. You know, I'd rather not do that. So, but that's just me.
No, I agree.
But clearly, the rush to these rides and like the desire for a lot of people to ride these rides is diminishing for Disney to make this decision. So, you know, things are settling.
Which is usually a good sign. But like when it comes to wait times, it's a good sign when this goes away, because that means like we're probably not over the 2.5 to 3 hour wait. Like we're not seeing that anymore. So then there's no need for it anymore, and people can just do their time and wait in line if you want to.
Things are settling down is what that means. Worth noting that Cosmic Rewind has had a virtual queue for quite a bit longer than Tiana's Bayou Adventure has had. But Cosmic Rewind is by far, I think, the best ride in Walt Disney World right now.
Yeah.
So,
it's actually, I would probably just keep that at one. I just feel like it's a lot busier than a lot of the other ones, just because it's so amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, yeah. So, is there anything else besides those? Going back to packing here, is there anything else besides those placemat things that you think we don't necessarily have that we might need?
I think that we may want to buy some more of those. We have those like aqua color things. Our son has a bluey one right now, where it uses the water instead of actual crayons or markers.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. It's going to be things for like the plane.
That's what I mean, for the plane ride. I think that would be really good. We have
that other doodle board too, though, that we use.
We do. We have that other
car
thing.
Rides and stuff too. So I don't know how that works with the airplane and batteries and that kind of thing. It's not necessarily a tablet. It just has batteries in it.
Does it have batteries in
it? Yeah. You change them. It's like one of those little circle batteries. But I feel like it's fine because it's not like metal. It's not like a device.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe better with the aqua.
Probably.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I know that your mom usually brings like her Kindle and stuff too, and he does like some of those like learning games on there too. So it's only 2.5 hours. That's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah, it's not a super long flight.
We'll just watch Cars. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll sit through Cars and Toy Story and we'll be there. 2 movies. Since Toy Story is only 1 hour and 24 minutes, which is crazy to me.
Most Disney movies are on the shorter end because it's for kids' attention spans. That's why.
I know. I just don't. I was like, wow, it's overall. I just feel like as a kid, I thought it was like so long.
Exactly. That's why they're so short. That's the point.
Well, anyways.
But yeah, I don't think that we need a ton of stuff.
There's a Lightning McQueen backpack on here.
No. See, this is the frivolity that is not needed. We do not need to buy a new backpack for the parks. We have
for his favorite character?
15,
of course we do.
No, we don't, because we have 15 backpacks here already that we could easily use for these purposes. So to buy another one when you don't know the pocket sizes, and we feel pretty confident with the ones that we got here. So I think we should use the Mickey one again.
All right.
I think that worked well last time. More worth noting, more on this in an upcoming episode. We'll actually go through everything that we packed, and why we pack different things, and how we're packing things versus what we're bringing with us on the plane, and what we're doing as checked luggage and all that kind of stuff. That is an upcoming episode coming out soon to a podcast platform near you. But yeah, we are in that process of starting to really ramp up our preparations here. So we figured we would talk a little bit about, the stuff that we were packing and some other updates. What are you looking the most forward to on this trip?
Me?
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. Like, what is, the one thing that you really want to do or see? Or
I just really want to see our son's reaction with everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I think particularly I am interested in the characters or parades and those kind of things and just his wow.
Yeah.
Because he's so animated right now. He thinks everything's amazing. I put his tracks together today and he went, "Wow, Mommy, amazing." And I was like, "I know, I am amazing." But it's just his world is so small. You know what I mean? So this is going to be
he's been saying that he is going to meet Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yes.
I meet Mickey Mouse Daddy. You meet Goofy.
Yes.
So I need to meet Goofy.
Yes.
He's not going to meet Goofy. I need to meet Goofy.
Yes, Daddy. If you ask him, he says, "Daddy, meet Goofy."
Yes. He is going to meet Mickey Mouse, though.
Yes.
So I am very excited to see his reaction to the characters. Hopefully it's a good reaction. I also want to see how he does on some of the rides.
Yeah.
And if he's really into it or
he's
not.
He's kind of crazy when it comes to being tossed around.
I am looking forward to him seeing the castle.
Yeah.
Because he watches a lot of Disney movies now, and it always starts with the castle.
And he goes, "Look, the castle."
Yeah.
And the train. He's going to like that train, I think, too, which will be fun. The Main Street train. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be just the little things. But I think the characters are a big one. And then just because Cars is one of his favorite movies right now, as well as Toy Story, I'm excited to visit Art of Animation just to see the Cars part.
Yeah.
Just to have the life-size things. I think he's really going to enjoy seeing Moida. Not Mater.
He can't get Mater
Yeah,
out.
I don't really know. I don't know why. It's really weird. Moida. Yeah, I don't know why he can't say it. Anyway, but he can say Lightning McQueen. That makes sense.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow is what he says.
And he goes, ka-chow, after he says, Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow.
And then we're doing Woody's Roundup Rodeo to eat. So I think you'll really enjoy that inside too. And I think just Toy Story Land in general, I think him seeing that ginormous Buzz, I don't what do you even do with yourself? He's going to be like, "It's Buzz." Mm-hmm. And then he's going to call the aliens the little guys. I don't know if he's tall enough to go on the alien swirling saucers. He might be. I'm not sure though. So I wonder if he'll be like, "Oh, the little guys." He's also doing this thing right now where he just goes, "So sweet."
The claw.
He does that too. Oh, he's funny. He's already like, he verbatim the movie, only some parts, but you catch him sometimes.
You are a toy.
He has a Woody and Buzz figurine toy, like the real ones, and he takes Woody and goes up to Buzz and he goes, "You are a toy." We've seen that movie one too many times. Also, the amount of times that movie says stupid, I watching it as an adult, I was like, oh, this, wow, that says it a lot. It says it like at least 4 or 5 times.
Not stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrific.
Well, I just feel like, I don't know, like, why is he gonna be like, don't, like, you're so stupid, like, they're like calling each other stupid, and that's like not something you want like a kid to like say. I don't know. And Mr. Potato Head is not very nice. He is not. Don't like him.
Wow.
He's not nice.
He's a little crotchety, but
he is not a nice potato. Yeah, what do you do? You throw me out the window next? Yeah, it's like, who are you? I would throw you out the window. Watch it, Potato Head. He is funny when he goes, "Look, I'm Picasso."
You uncultured swine.
What are you looking at, you hockey puck? I don't know. Anyway, we've lost it. Again, watch that movie verbatim. We can do the whole thing.
Whoo boy. So, while we're laughing, time for a dad joke. A thief fell and broke his leg in wet cement. It turned him into a hardened criminal.
I want you to keep that silence. Keep it so everyone can feel the silence. That was just so they can be like, "Is it still playing? What happened? Did the audio cut out?" Nope, just silence.
Wow.
That wasn't that good. It's punny, but it's not like a knee slapper.
So we heard from one of our listeners. And this listener may or may not be related to Rachel, but that's okay.
But,
we heard that one of our biggest little fans loves the music at the start of our episodes. And that he comes in and he dances.
So cute.
To the music before.
It's catchy.
It is catchy.
It's like I don't even know how I found it. So we
mentioned last week, too, that my siblings had gone on a cruise and had stopped in Disney and stuff like that. And I caught flack today.
Yeah, you did.
From my brother for saying that he
is dramatic.
He said, "I'm not dramatic, I'm old." So I said, "Good, I'll call you old this week instead of dramatic."
Well, and also he finally caught up on these podcast episodes, so he wasn't aware really, but because they were driving and he was listening to them, he kind of gave us the bird emoji.
Yes, and not like the bird flying,
like the finger bird.
Yeah.
Emoji. Because that I am not dramatic, and I thought it was so random, but then right after that he was like, "I'm finally caught up on the podcast," and I was like, "Oh." I'm pretty sure I defended him.
I don't know.
I don't know what I did, but I don't think I.
I stand by what I said, but if he wants me to call him old, then I'll call him old instead.
All right.
He said that he got sick because he's old, not because he's dramatic. Get old. So.
We're all getting old.
He did say, though, I will correct the record. He said he did like Guardians a whole lot. Yeah. It just made him sick because he's old.
Because he's. He just wanted a reason to say that again. Let's be real.
Anyways, this episode was a whole lot of nothing, which means this episode will probably get like our most listens ever, because that tends to be how this works. Like, we have really good episodes with really good content, and not many people.
Well, it's always the ones you plan for, right? It's like the ones you're like, wow, we have so much.
The ones where we're literally
hit everything, and we're like, good.
Shooting the is the stuff that tends to get the most listens. But maybe there's a lesson to be learned there. But some updates for you, and some of the stuff that we are looking forward to. We'll have more Back to the Basics coming up too. We'll be pre-recording episodes, so that way they will continue to post too when we go on vacation. But more on...
I would like to do like a live or something while we're down there too.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. That would be
fun.
Maybe.
Like on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
You know. Come walk around with us or something. Hang out. Walk around the resort.
Sure.
Talk about what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Okay.
Maybe something a little different. Who knows? So yeah, we'll be doing other episodes, packing, lightning lanes, all that kind of stuff too, coming your way, along with some Back to the Basics episodes.
I know. What is it? We're 30 days? Maybe 29 tomorrow? Wow.
I think 29 today, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know.
We're getting close. We're a month away. We're less than a month. So we're getting excited. Waves of Disney hitting you.
Crashing over.
Crashing against the shore. We've lost our minds.
Yeah.
If you can't tell. C'est la guerre, such is war. Such is war.
No,
and man, oh man. No, that's such is life. That's why I say c'est la guerre, such is war. Because...
It is 30 days today. It'll be 29 days
It is
tomorrow.
Not such is life right now.
It's a war.
It's a war.
Life is a war.
Life is a war, yes. So c'est la guerre, as the French would say.
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, look at the world. It's kind of falling apart around us, so...
But we're going to Disney.
So who cares?
In the bubble we go.
I can't wait. So, folks, follow us on our social media accounts, as always, for the latest updates, and who knows, maybe some live videos from Walt Disney World on our upcoming vacation. Send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to discuss with us. Feel free to reach out there. And if you are looking to book your next Disney vacation, as are many people right now, you keep getting
I do.
Folks asking for quotes, so that's exciting. If you want to join those folks in a trip to Walt Disney World, either this year or next year, or hey, whenever in the future, feel free to reach out to Rachel at rmello@mickeystravels.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.